The American Red Cross is asking us to give something that means something this holiday season. Blood, of course. They tell us this is a critical time of year for blood donation, and the local chapter of the Red Cross is holding their largest blood drive of the year tomorrow. It's in Cuyahoga Falls. You see the QR code there on your screen. This has all the details for you on the blood drive. You can scan now or anytime during this story, and here's why the need is so critical. One local mom told me that if it weren't for donors, she wouldn't be here to see her children even through this holiday season.
I had a normal pregnancy, and then in that appointment, I was being advised to have my son in the next 24 hours.
Within minutes, a routine exam became an urgent crisis for Kristin Gype. The amniotic fluid that enveloped her baby boy was cloudy. They didn't know if it was an infection or blood, but in that moment, Kristin didn't care why.
I'll go through whatever kind of trauma, whatever pain, I'll deal with that, but I cannot deal with a dead baby.
Induced labor quickly became difficult and concerning, and within a couple of hours, she was in an operating room for an emergency C-section. This mom, who's also a nurse practitioner, knew exactly what to watch for.
I can see his heart rate starting to come down, and there was a time where he went down into the 30s.
What does that mean? Give us some perspective.
That means he's dying. He's not getting enough oxygen. This is all hands on deck, life-sustaining measures.
She says they had her son Anthony out in 90 seconds, her healthy baby boy. For a moment, all was right in the world. And then
I asked my surgical team, okay, what's going on with me? Am I okay? Am I bleeding? And I wasn't getting a real straightforward answer.
Suddenly, the crisis became Kristin's. Bleeding they couldn't stop, and Kristin couldn't stop the images in her mind of what she knew could be next.
I might have a half hour to live with my son. I might have moments left with my husband, who's now going to be a single father of 2. I need to pray.
She thought of that moment just minutes earlier that she'd first held her son.
And I just remember his face being right up in mine. We actually have a picture of it, where I'm just kissing his nose. His little nose fit perfectly right in between my lips. And I'm just trying to engage in that moment in anticipation that this is not going to go the way that we had hoped.
That moment cut short as now Kristin fought for her life.
I could feel my body getting cold. My blood volume was low. I was anemic. My blood pressure was low.
4 of her own colleagues were in the room working on her.
I feel like I'm dying. I feel it. I feel it. Give me fluids. And in this sheer panic, just trying to scrape together any level of hope that I'm going to survive this. Please just get me another IV and get me fluids.
Her surgeon said she needed a hysterectomy to now save her own life.
Our plan was to have a third, and that won't be in the books for us, but we have each other, and we both knew right away we'd rather have a mom for our 2 existing children than not. And so we, in a split second, said to her, do it. Do it.
Kristin was on the operating table for 8 hours that day. She woke up 20 hours later in the ICU.
Not sure what body parts I have anymore, where my baby was, what hospital I was in, what day of the week it was. All I knew were the units of blood that were written on the dry erase board in front of me.
She'd lost 15 liters of blood that day. She says her body holds about 5 liters of blood.
I received enough blood to restore my blood volume 3 times over. If you were to do a DNA test on me, I wasn't even genetically related to myself that day.
In total, she received 53 units of blood. She says that equates to about 83 people who donated their blood that saved her life. The word grateful will never be enough.
I got another holiday season because of those 83 people. I got to see my daughter go to daycare for the first day. I got to see my son and hold him consciously for the first time. Those people gave me the chance to be their mom. Those 83 people, I so wish I knew who they were. I wish I could hug them. They are my angels. I owe everything to them. And I think a lot of people are afraid to donate blood because of the needle in their arm. I think what's more scary is when you Don't get the needle in your arm to donate blood and someone loses their mom.
Oh, Kristin, thank you so much for sharing that story with us. And you just see those beautiful little faces of those kids, right? Again, you can scan that code there, the QR code on your screen, to get details on the Red Cross's 17th annual Cuyahoga Falls Holiday Blood Drive. It is tomorrow. It's from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Sheraton Suites on Front Street in Cuyahoga Falls. They tell us December is a critical time for blood collection to help keep an adequate blood supply for all of the patients in need during the winter months as well. So thank you again to them, and we're glad that we had a nice, happy story to tell at the end.